going on? We are a little bit early today, but so be it. Um, myself, as I think of what takes place where everybody else thinks that everybody has a certain taste in music, which is not a necessarily one of the most bold faces of lies that people tell. But we all know we have certain niches when it comes to music, regardless of what everybody else says or not. And so, what you learn is that you actually find artists that actually resonate with you and what it is that you do. And by that, you distinguish between good music and music that is not. And y'all all know it. There's no point in trying to claim you like an artist just because your cousin like it. No, that's not how it goes. And you'll learn this eventually. So I say that to say one of the reasons why people can't like what is taking place because your cousin like it. It's because you have to really understand that you're an intelligence. Just because somebody is doing something that isn't meant to be, it isn't going to influence you the way that you think that it is because they like it. So good artists is very similar to some of the same things because we have such a sensitive palate to our ears, and people don't understand that, so they want to leech off what their cousin find as something that's attractive, and by leeching you destroy something that's unique to you, and that's a negative. And it's actually very much so, to the point where now your cousin gonna be looking at you sideways, or you may grow to resent your cousin, and you may resent just people in general who have a negative attitude. And you realize now that that's not really a bad afterthought to have after encountering these issues with these entities. So it is difficult to, and you want to know another reason why people find their behavior easy when it comes to leeching off what other people are thinking about. That's because they're lazy. They don't have true desires to really pinpoint other things that actually are of importance to themselves. They won't take the time out to actually practice their solitude. Solitude is how you learn what good artists there are. Some of the good artists that are out today currently are people like Rihanna, Beyonce's. So you have, I always love a good Aaliyah. There's just very distinct sounds that I gravitate toward. Some of the newer artists are not people that I'm like on my regular playlist. People that are on my regular playlist are people like Drake or Tony Braxton, Nicki Minaj. People like kind of sort of sounds that are a bit resonates with what I'm thinking. It's not always about this person is performing at the Grammys live, so oh, let me just give them the whole rundown of my playlist. No, that's sad actually in that sense, because people assume that just because you have a prime time slot that's going to garner the most the most traction, and that's just simply untrue. I mean, you can pay all of the money if that's necessary to boost your engagement and your audiences, which is good. I mean, that's fine. I've been there, I've done it. I gave up the ends to have paid ads and whatever else through Meta on Facebook or whatever. And when I thought about it in hindsight, I ended up deleting it anyway. So was it something that's even really all that beneficial? No. Was I jumping up and down to get to the Grammys to see a person that I'm not even interested in? No. Did I? So in a sense, you try to wonder, is this money worth what the expense costs? And sometimes simply just isn't. I mean, and I know that sucks. We just think that every time we spend our money, we're just going to be so happy with these purchases. We just assume that every purchase is going to end all, be all, the right to all our wrongs. Or we just think that this is my gotta have. It's like a Fenty launch. Like, I love Fenty. So Fenty's probably not a good example. Because actually I do not mind doing anything with a launch that has to deal with Miss Robin Rihanna Fenty. So But for people, again, that's another example though. As a good artists are people who really are all around artists, not just necessarily on a stage because I'm looking at you. And that's really rather where we go wrong at. People just assume that you're going to pay big money just to see me in the glittered up outfit, or just because you feel like I got something else that's immaculate and nobody else has it. Oh, your skin color is just so whatever else because of this dress, and you think that I just got to see you, but in reality I don't, and I'm not. So people don't understand that an audience, it's more than just what you see on the screen. It's not always just about what I see. Sometimes it's about how I listen. What is it that I'm hearing? What is it that I'm thinking? What is it that is going to affect where I'm at 10 years from now? And we get so caught up in this moment of our latest celebrity known to man because we're pushing them so hard. You got to sell 10, 15 million. And if you don't, we're going to place you on this shelf and everybody's just going to look at you and go by. And that's going to be your life from here on out. But at the end of the day, it's a personal choice and decision. You can choose that life. You can choose that route. I'm not saying that nobody is not allowed to choose anything they want to choose, but that's a decision nonetheless. So when I choose to actually have those moments and I'm feeling like, oh, I'm pressured to go ahead on and look at you because they paying all these billions of dollars in freaking advertisements. And if I don't, something's wrong with me. And if I don't, oh yeah, you crazy. Or as a business owner, how many times you people just don't like your business? They just hate you. They just don't have any normal inclination in their own thoughts to see you win. They have some mental problems, but they are back behind billions of dollars. So it's easy to subscum because it's so much money. Everybody wants billions of dollars, but I don't have a good artist before me. So you can throw around as many billions if you want to do those things. That's fine. But I also have to understand, and this is what any business owner in general, as an entrepreneur, you're going to go wherever your heart leads, not where the money leads you. And people can follow the money all day long, but most of the time when they do, that person is unhappy. And now you have the person that's pushing you to go all these places and they not happy. How many times have you seen the instances and they have all of these grand gestures on all of the Hallmark movies? Everybody's got so wrapped up in whatever the holiday season is. But most of us are what, atheists? Most of us haven't been in church in 5, 10, 8, 9, 10 plus years, if ever, let alone joining it. So you have to really be aware of how we are actually conducting, because you get to those points and everybody's pushing you, but they end up leaving 5 or 6 scenes later and never to return again. It's the same thing with the young lady, Sabrina Carpenter, or whoever the latest craze is. And you push them and pushing them and pushing them. And then all of a sudden you realize, you wake up one day like, oh, wow, this is all that I did. But those people are long gone, but I'm stuck being before you. Why would I want to do that to myself? If I have to be my own best friend, especially as an entrepreneur, because people are not going to like your business. And as an entrepreneur, I've learned to take that with a little color, a little bit of pink and blue, right up on this section right there, and travels up and down. And it feels like you just put that thing right there and you just prick at it. And it just feels like, what is that? You know what I mean? You can't help it though. It's the same thing. If I rather prick at something than be caught up in whatever's going on before me, what does that tell you? That tells you that you're spending your money in the wrong places. But because you're white, you're privileged. How many times have we heard that? How many people dislike Aaliyah because of her color? Even though she's one of the goodest and greatest artists of all time. We play her left and right like a fiddle. We just going on. So, it's sad. And then you push content onto people and their content is lesser than, but they get way more. And so we have to look at that in the face without batting any eyes. And at this point, it's as though we expect this at this point. We expect everybody to run towards the other person who we deem as having it all. So now everybody's considered a leech that's only coming around you. They only want you for your clout. That's it. Now, if I'm having to pay out the wazoo and yin yang for all these things, and I don't even get to see a good artist, I'm only forced to see what it is that you're putting before us because you control the airways. That's living a life that's less than. So no, I'm not going to be running up and down to go head on and be in the forefront and center of that scenario. That's not a good artist. That's not even good publicity at this point. But we have gotten so far away from good artists that we just are now geared towards gimmicks. Everybody's a gimmick. Everybody's a packaged kind of sort of selling point. Everybody's packaged in a neat little package. And it's so easy to go up and down on the shelves. That there's really no authenticity any longer. And it's sad because I saw somebody, and I'm not going to say what the name is, but they were saying something about not curated but authentically made. Like now everybody wants to jump on this authenticity train. But again, when you are in those moments and you're trying to express this authenticity, and then people are coming to deter you from doing so, and now you're in front of a massive crowd because you chose to listen to them, and then they walk away and they leave you, and you just devastated. You just can't move. You're not getting up. You don't want to get up. You're probably cold. You never gonna get up. You just look like you just are just completely in a state of devastation. That's challenging to deal with. Knowing that I'm not going to continuously support a person who's always pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, but you expect us to. No, this is not true. This is, again, good artists understand this. Good artists understand whether somebody else's watches or not. I have a certain responsibility and accountability. And that's what makes them good artists. That's why they are as good as they are. They understand this entrepreneurial spirit very well, much more than many other artists, especially in our day and age, are. I've never even heard of some of these people in the latest Grammys that we just got over, whatever that was. I mean, really. And some of the greatest ones are kind of sort of wrapping up why they were so great. And they haven't not even been here. And that accounts to how good they are. And we are so quick to take that from them and give us this watered down version of all of what it was that they have created. And we do this on prime time television. That's the most expensive time slot that you can have when it comes to dealing with advertisements. Okay, so you don't understand that we're supposed to be in front of this whatever grand gesture because they want you to do that so that they can get what? More money. It's the prime slot. Okay, it's almost getting to the point where it's dangerous. And that's why I really want y'all to have a certain frame of mind, because danger is evident. We know that. But we have these decisions, and I want you to have a frame of mind that a certain decision helps you, and the other one is a little less. And we don't want to attract less. What you want to do as your frame of mind is to understand that there's a gimmick there, that they are making us do certain things. I agree with that. But again, we can acknowledge that you did those things, okay, and move forward from there. Because that's not what we have to do, because you doing it. And yeah, I get it. Most people are. It probably sold through the roof. I get it. So of course they're gonna probably be rolling in the banks and whatever else. And now you want to go over there. Why? Because you feel as though they have it. And it's easier to be around those people, but you have to really look at yourself. Is someone going to like you because that's your attitude? And you know the true answer. You know what the authentic answer is. You know the answer. So I'm not even going to say it. But just check yourself when you feeling like good artists are what you see on the television. So that's our glow ticket topic tip for the day. Just because you see it on TV, that does not necessarily mean that they're good artists. I'm just gonna say it. Like, I get it. I guess it's tempting for everybody to have their own thoughts and not really understand that people are people, and you are making your art for people and not just for marketers and the CEOs who have fat 401ks. It's not the same energy.